In this video, I am going to do the following multiplication of complex numbers. Let's start off with the first one, a. Negative 7 plus 2i times 3 minus 4i. When you are multiplying two complex numbers, it's like usual multiplication using the distributive property. So I need to multiply negative 7 with 3, that's going to give me negative 21. Then negative 7 times negative 4i is positive 28i. Then 2i times 3i is going to be 6i. Then 2i times negative 4i is negative 8i square. Now keep in mind I square is negative 1, so this is going to become a real number. So it's going to be negative 21 plus 28i plus 6i is 34i minus 8 times I square. I square is negative 1. Why is I square negative 1? Because I is equal to square root of negative 1. That's what we define it to be. I square means square root of negative 1 whole square. So I square is equal to this square root cancel out negative 1. So keep this in mind. So negative 8 times negative 1 is going to be positive 8. So it's going to be negative 21 plus 34i plus 8 is going to be negative 13 plus 34i. And that's what is your answer for the first one. Now let's go ahead and do the second one. In the second one, you have three complex numbers. So you don't have to multiply them all together. Just multiply the first two the way we did here. Then take that result and multiply that result with 3 plus 2i. So let's do this one first. 1 plus I times 7 minus 2i. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times negative 2i is negative 2i. I times 7 is 7i. Then I times negative 2i is negative 2i square. Now keep in mind I square is negative 1. So I'm going to have 7 minus 2i plus 7i is going to be plus 5i. Then negative 2 times I square is negative 1. So it's going to be 7 plus 5i plus 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. So it's 9 plus 5i. So this 2 gives me 9 plus 5i. Now I have to take this and multiply this with this. So it's 9 plus 5i times 3 plus 2i. So it's going to be 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 2i is 18i. Then 5i times 3 is 15i. Then 5i times 2i is 10i square. Now we are going to simplify it as usual we have been doing. So this is going to be equal to 27. 15 plus 18, 15i plus 18i is 33i plus 10 times I square, but I square is negative 1. So it's going to be 27 plus 33i minus 10, which is, by the way, 17 plus 33i. Negative 10 plus 27 is 17. So that should be your answer for part B. So this thing is actually, so this is going to be actually equal to 7 plus 33i. So now this is how you do multiplication of complex numbers. It's very easy. The only thing we are going to be using here is I square is equal to negative 1. If you know this property, multiplication of complex numbers become really easy. Just use the distributive property. You use FOIL or whatever you call it, doesn't matter. And basically it's the distributive property at the end. So simplify it, use the fact that I square is negative 1. You'll always get something of this form, a plus bi. Okay, and then that should be an answer. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.